This is a Brooklyn-bound 2 train. The next stop is Wall Street.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Welcome back, everyone, to Not Your Advisor with NYU Grad on Monday, December 16th. Hope you all had a great weekend heading into the holidays. Most of the folks I know are off or semi-checked out. But let's run through these numbers because we do have a very important Fed rate decision this week. But I do suspect we will have lightened volume and volatility until then, although volatility picked up a little bit today despite the fact that markets in general were in the green. But let's go over the numbers. We had 522 new highs on the NYSE versus 405 new lows. A little bit of a battle going on. We had 47% of stocks advancing versus 50% declining. 50% were below its 50-day moving average, and 39% were below the 200-day moving average. The NASDAQ and tech sectors led the way to the upside. The Dow did close at the lows at down 110 points. Looking across mega cap, you have Tesla, the new the new president of the U.S., Elon Musk, and his company up 6.1% today. Microsoft was up almost 1%. Apple was up 1.1%. Amazon was up 2.5%. Google was up 3.6%. Meta was up 0.6%. The only red Mag 7 was Nvidia, which is not great. Let's keep going. Let's quickly look at sectors here. Tech did not lead to the upside, although NQ led the indices. Consumer cyclical led to the upside, up 1.1%. Communication services, which makes sense because Meta and Google are in those, up 1%. Technology up 0.9%. Financials were break even. The rest were all red. Energy was down the most, down 2%. Basic materials down 1.1%, healthcare down 0.75%, utilities down 0.6%. What else kind of stood out to me? Let's go over a few things. So one thing, I've been posting about the drone mystery in the Northeast, specifically New Jersey. I have a lot of friends and family there. I've been saying all along, look, I have friends that are in the military as well as private sector, as well as CIA, FBI, and I know what goes on as far as technology. They can literally read your mail from space, like in your mailbox or your Apple Watch. They can read the time when you're checking it from the street. For them to say that these drones are not international actors, but fail to say who they are, tells you right there they know who it is, and most likely it's either a couple things. So we know it's not Iran, we know it's not North Korea, we know it's not Russia, or at least they're denying it, and I feel like they would have probably shot them down if they were. The logical answer is it's them, it's us, it's the government, either testing new technologies before deployment, or they're just literally spying on New Jersey taxpayers. I don't know, or it's pranksters. But that's what's going on there. Even our next president-elect Donald Trump went on Bloomberg and in front of the media today and said, the government knows, the military knows, they're just not telling us. So it makes sense, right? It's just common sense. But I'm sure because of the news coverage, the government will be forced sooner or later to tell us what the heck is going on. Just one bit of a reminder, in your holiday break, if you can go to either Apple Podcast or Spotify and rate the podcast 5 stars. In Apple Podcasts, you can actually leave a comment with review. I'll leave the instructions in the show notes. It's very easy to do for Apple Podcasts. You just need to be logged in and on the app. of Apple iTunes / Apple Podcasts. Taking a quick look at what was strong, what was weak. In the S&P, these are all percentages up to the upside. Broadcom, AVGO up 11.1, Tesla 6.8, Micron 5.8, CrowdStrike 5.5, Teradyne 5, Honeywell 3.8, Lamb Weston Holdings 3.7, or Arista 3.7, Google 3.5, NetApp 3.4. In the NASDAQ, you had, I'm trying to dedupe here, AppLovin 5.8, Micron 5.8, CrowdStrike 5.5, Honeywell 3.8, Marvell 3.5, Synopsys 2.5. Never mind Palo Alto Networks. They did a stock split. That's why it's showing down 48%. It just had a split. DoorDash 2.4, Intel 2.4, Amazon 2.3, Intuit 2.3, and Cadence 2.2. What was weak? All right, SMCI and the S&P down 8.7, CVS down 5.6, Phillips 66 5.25, Wynn Resorts 5, Marathon Petroleum 5, Humana 4.7, First Solar 4.5, United Health Group 4.5, Starbucks 4.3, APA 4.02, Ford 3.9, Discover 3.8, Devon Energy 3.8, Mosaic 3.5, Builders Finance 3.4, Verizon 3.3, Tractor Supply 3.1, Valero 3.1, AT&T 3.1, Cigna 3.05, Baxter International 3.03, FMC 3, Enphase Energy 2.9. I could keep going. So the list is pretty long on the downside. On the NASDAQ 100, you had SMCI again down 8.7, ARM Holdings 4.5, Starbucks 4.3, Discovery 3.8, Diamondback Energy 2.7, PDD Holdings 2.5, Comcast 2.5, Ross Stores 2.3, Kraft Heinz 2.34. For free members, I'll see you all after the Tuesday session. All that really matters is Wednesday and the Jerome Powell Fed rate decision. But is a 25 or 50 basis point cut really going to make a difference for all the debt that's out there? I don't think so, but it's going to react some way. So that's the only game in town right now. Continue to watch the forest and not the trees. Premium members, please stay on. I have about 20 charts to walk through today. That's my train.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.